find it interesting that the sheriff appeared conveniently when he was dealt with again.
Saloro looks up at Roldar and says, Yes, but you might not want to say that too loud.
Of course. Why do you think I didn't say it with him here?
Saloro says, There is a difference between loudness and proximity, Roldar.
Oh. I see.
Yes.
Well.
Could we say that Erevan follows us?
That is fine with me.
Right.
Where did he go?
He got some basically emergency personal stuff came up and he had to leave.
Oh, during the 5-minute break. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Everyone should have control of him.
Yep.
All right.
But you know, Roldar, conspiratorially whispering while they walk, I did hear quite the interesting, salacious rumors that the sheriff has been spending more time at a bordello rather than fighting. Why, indeed, apparently he did not engage in a single lick of fighting at all the day the town square was attacked, arriving conveniently late and conveniently damaged, 'cause he was spending his time on duty elsewhere.
Is this Lady K? I've heard rumors about her.
Saloro shrugs. She could be. I don't know myself, but I did a little bit of inquiry, and it seems the sheriff is quite guilty about something pertaining to it. I did my... Saloro tries to think of a way to phrase it to Roldar and then uses ghost sound to make it sound as if Saloro is talking at the other side of Roldar, whispering into his ear, I did this.
Roldar turns, does a full spiral.
I see. No, I hear.
Saloro nods. Yes, it freaked him out as well.
That's very interesting. If we don't find him in his office, perhaps we can try this brothel.
Unfortunately, Roldar, so long as this town needs our help, unless the sheriff does anything directly harmful to it, it would be best for us to stay on his good side. Otherwise, he could put in a bad word with everyone else, and we will be unwelcome here.
Corruption is not good.
We would not be able to help kill any more goblins here or whatever other foul things are being done if everyone distrusts us.
So many people just fall to their bodies, the messiahs.
Also, Roldar, this, you might want to put away the Warhammer.
Oh. If you insist.
Some may take it the wrong way.
Alright.
And we catch up.
Gotta take a break from talking for a while.
Not easy, is it?
Thankfully I have some good drinks to help soothe the throat. I'm impressed I didn't cough.
Let's talk more to Roldar.
That's right. And now Thorak guest stars as Roldar.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, I don't know how you guys handle that.
It's Thorak, everyone! Yay!
Do death
A lot
metal.
of practice.
Yeah.
I'm in a band, you never heard of us.
Yes, Arenoss and Alvyn and Erevan runs into Sheriff Hemlock, apparently on his way back to the barracks, or the garrison, I should say. He hails you on the street. Good evening, if there is a good evening. I'm not so sure anymore.
Good evening, Sheriff. We have some suspicions that there might be goblins hiding in the academy. And we were thinking that if we could get permission to go into the cellars.
He sort of blinks. In the academy?
Yes.
He sort of smirks. Why would you think that?
We heard some rumors and suspicions about there being goblins maybe hiding down there. And there's also not many people down there, so it might be a good hiding spot for the goblins. And it was quite close to where they attacked.
He seems to consider it. I don't know. Old Ilosawari is a bit strange, but isn't really a person I think that would collaborate with goblins. And those stories, well, they've been around for years. It's kid stuff.
He might not be assisting them, but they might still be there.
I suppose. He seems to think. Very well. If you wish to gain entry, you have my permission to do so. But you need also, of course, the permission of the headmaster to do so. We can't really go around breaking into his cellar just because we have heard rumors.
No, of course not.
He nods then. Very well. Anything else?
We might also be checking Shopper's Isle today or tomorrow, if there's anything there.
Shopper's Isle?
Yes, there's no one there, so there might be goblins. And it would be a good hiding spot for them.
Grimith says, I suppose. So, very well. If you wish so, you are free to check out Shopper's Isle, but that place is... Grimith says, it's not a nice place.
Yes, but I guess we are used to not nice places by now.
I suppose you are at that.
Very well, we shall not tarry. Good day, Sheriff.
Arenoss. Yeah. Sheriff shoots a glance at Alvyn.
Alvyn looks back but doesn't say anything.
He slowly moves and disappears into the garrison. Alright. You meet the rest of the party on the way to the academy.
Right. Yes, we got permission to head into the academy, but we need to also get permission from the headmaster first. Before we can go into the cellars.
Saloro nods. Not quite the optimal outcome, but
No.
it takes care of one angle.
Yes, maybe I can convince the headmaster to let us in.
The academy is a solid stone building, quite large, and seems to be well made. The name of it is spelled out in... sorry.
Spelled out in Dragging Saloro.
Exactly. Spelled out in Saloro. It is spelled out in stone letters on the facade. It looks to be quite old, possibly then built when the town was built itself. There is some sort of dwarven make to it. Some of the columns, some of the sort of artwork, the stonework, at least to Roldar, makes him think indeed dwarven manufacture. There is a big main entrance. There's also some sort of dome on the roof, unknown origins. The whole place looks well made. It has tall windows all around it, and it seems pretty dark except a single window at the top floor that has a light behind it. You can see a shadow of a person sort of moving around in there. There seems to be some sort of doorbell when you get close. A rope that hangs outside the door.
Alright. Arenoss will first check if the door is actually open.
No, the door is locked.
Then he will ring the doorbell.
Alright. It takes a few minutes, but after a while, the door is opened and an old man glances out. Yes?
Good evening, sir. I'm sorry to disturb you, but there's been another goblin attack.
Old LSWI blinks and looks around. Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible.
Yes.
That's terrible. It's terrible. Oh no.
Natural 20 on my insight check, please.
Good job with that one. I've been better off using my passive insight.
He seems shocked and a bit tired, almost like he has just woken up, or at least been on his way to go to bed.
But his shock is genuine.
Yes, he seems genuine enough.
Okay.
Yes, it was quite close to here, and we were thinking that this building might be a good place for the goblins to hide. And we were thinking if you could check out the cellar of this place.
He blinks. What? The cellar?
Yes, if there are any stragglers, just to make sure.
In my cellar?
Well, I don't know. There might be. We're just gonna check for some. If there are any stragglers, there might be here.
The old man smiles to himself and then laughs. That would be interesting if I had goblins in my cellar. Have you been speaking to the children?
No, I have not.
I see. He shrugs. It is a bit late, but I suppose if it could ease your suspicions, I will take you to the cellar. He smiles to himself. Well, very well. Follow me.
Very good.
Oh, damn, you made the old room vanish. I was trying to consult the name of, like, the person who died. I was gonna, like, bring it up, but it went all black, and I'm like, damn it, I can't reference it! Saloro's gonna say the name of that individual, he just died recently, so... And I'm sure he did not suspect goblins were in his home, so it is merely a precaution.
Oh, the old man nods. I see. Very well. And he leads the party inside the academy. It is well appointed even inside. Pillars and fresks and beautiful stonework, actually. Depicting different sort of inspiring acts of learning, it seems. The god of knowledge, Ioun, is prominently featured, as well as small dedications to Moradin, the dwarven god of creation and building. Illusari leads the party down a few steps, and he pulls forth from his cloak and a quite sizable pack of keys. He chooses a bit and then puts one in and turns it around at a very heavy wooden door. And the door swings up, and he walks into the dark chamber beyond. You can hear him speak a command word, and suddenly light flashes all over the place. And you stand inside quite a large cellar room, actually. The walls are lined with odd artifacts and trinkets. Same with most of the floor space. It's like it almost looks like a museum down here, like exhibition boxes, like glass containers, basically containing strange things. Small metal plaques surround them, possibly having information or names. There's an old map on the wall, an old banner actually that looks quite tattered and worse for wear. And what you see before you is, indeed, as I said, quite a collection of strange and odd artifacts and knickknacks. Old Illusari sweeps around and says, "Well, here you go. This is it. My old collection from my adventuring days."
All right. Are there any tunnels leading to this place?
He looks around. Not that I can see. But we can always take a look around to be sure. I wouldn't really know how the goblins would get out of the locked door, though. But feel free to search.
Are there any signs of disturbances or like dust where there shouldn't be dust, or the opposite rather?
It doesn't really seem to be very dusty down here. Probably he keeps it well kept. Possibly with his magic.
Alvyn will just say to the party, "Well, this is somewhat pointless. I expected something more different."
Saloro will actually, I suppose, sidle up closer to Ilsoari and say, quite an enjoyable display here for perhaps your own memories. Ioun would certainly please such knowledge being kept.
He nods and smiles. Yes, that was my thought exactly. I have spent many a year researching and adventuring myself, and I thought, in my old days, why not teach the young, eh? And to keep my memory fresh, I have suited this room to host my memories, as it were. He looks over the collection quite fondly.
Saloro smiles behind the veil. Unfortunately, not all of the young appreciate the teachings and lessons of knowledge until they're firmly applied to their heads.
The old man laughs. Ha! A man after my own heart, I see. Well, he looks around. Not really what you expected, eh? Looking at Alvyn. Perhaps you expected the Sandpoint Devil itself. Ha!
So there's nothing unusual or any signs of recent goblin activity.
No, you find no tunnels, no apparent exits or entries to the cellar except the big wooden door.
Unless goblins have learned the arcane mysteries of polymorphing into scholarly implements and tools, I don't think there have been any disturbances in the cellar.
The old man laughs. No, I don't think so. I met a mimic once, but
And judging by how regularly you come here to remind yourself of the good times you had, I would dare say that if there were any goblins, Alvyn, he would have found them.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. Ilosari, that was your name, right?
he nods. Yes.
Could we take a look at the roof of this academy?
He blinks. The roof. He shrugs. I suppose so. Then we would need to go to the upper floor. He looks around. Are you satisfied with your look here?
Yes. There doesn't seem to be anything here.
He nods. Very well then. Follow me. As the party exits, he locks the door firmly behind them and leads them up to the upper floor, past the sleeping halls of the children, and he takes them to a small ladder and a latch that leads out on the roof. He points at it. I wish you good luck. I don't go up there much. You know, I don't climb as well as I used to, I suppose.
Huh. I'm not a good climber myself.
The roof seems to be in pretty good condition, actually. There are some disturbed tiles here and there, perhaps indicating that something or someone has passed over the roof. It is, although impossible to say if this is the goblins or not. It might be disrepair. It might be the children of the academy.
Alvyn will definitely look somewhat disappointed. He was expecting some dramatic reveal. What's the word? Something more dramatic, at least.
Did prove Saloro wrong.
Yeah.
See? Saloro with
And
the
I guess
storm
Alvyn-
gray eyes in the night. Any broken tiles, goblin prints, chittering?
Songs.
Nope, no songs.
Saloro says, that's not to say that your idea is not unfounded and that there might not be other goblins sneaking around. It's merely that we have wasted the headmaster's time.
Yes.
The old man smiles. Not at all. I enjoy running into some of the more spry and young generation from time to time. It's always nice to see that there are young people out there still fighting the good fight.
We try our best.
Saloro looks towards the headmaster and says, "The perfection of mind is a lifelong achievement, one that must be found by sampling all there is for life to offer."
The old man nods. Yes, very well put. I agree completely. And luckily, the mind does not dull as fast as the old muscles do, if you keep it in training, so to speak. He looks around. Well, if you are satisfied with looking at the roof.
Ah, yes, we should be leaving.
Very well, I'm glad I could have helped. You are welcome back if you wish to discuss anything or have more questions. I am at your service.
All right. If you see anything, be sure to tell us.
Of course. And the old man sees you out.
Right.
Right.
So now that we've all come outside the academy, Saloro will breathe and let the air flutter his veil a bit and say, "Well, how about that patrol?"
Seems like a good idea.
Yes. And I suggest we check out the Shopper's Isle tomorrow.
I suppose I'll ask you this, DM. How is passage between Sandpoint and Shopper's Isle? Is it possible through that little land section, or is like a rowboat required, or?
Depends on the tides.
Okay.
If it's high tide, then this area is surrounded by water. If it's low tide, you can walk over. You still need to climb up on the isle because it's a ridge around it. Some of the party members have seen remnants of construction, like on the side here of the isle, but it's only ruins. So for you guys, you would probably need to climb up there.
Saloro says, "It is an athletic endeavor to undertake, one which will have to be done at low tide, and for all the attention I've been paying here, it has not been to the times of tides."
All right.
Unless the sudden epiphany smacks my brain and I remember the tides now.
No. I haven't really thought of it.
Nope, hadn't thought of it, didn't think so.
Maybe we'll be able to get a boat to get out there.
Say, unless there's an astrologist or we wish to pay a brief visit to the sage near the House of Blue Stones, for perhaps he pays attention to such matters while speaking of arcane weaponry that the old light used to be.
Well, I don't know if the sage has anything more to offer, actually, that we need right now.
All the same, I am going back to the Rusty Dragon to grab Heinrich, and I will look around on my own. And Saloro walks away.
Okay.
All right then.
So do you...
I guess Alvyn will just turn to the party and say, well, this was a waste of time. I guess we should just do a sweep, as the sheriff said. I'm sure the townsfolk would enjoy seeing us around.
I think so, yes.
Indeed, they did make that request to be visible.
All right. The party begins sweeping and patrolling the city.
Yes.
Okay. You find the city quite calm, actually, despite the horrific slaughter that did take place at the Barrett home. Most of the townspeople are inside, and the patrol goes without incident. You don't really find anything, you don't really hear anything patrolling. It seems quiet.
Something that a Saloro would be interested in doing during the night ride with Heinrich is actually walking up to where the old light is and looking at the current state of the tides at Chopper Isle.
Right. There is currently there is currently water around Shopper's Isle. Judging by the moon, and Saloro thinking a bit, he would probably say that it would be low tide in 2-3 days, perhaps.
Saloro frowns behind the veil. Puffs out a bit of air. So I was right in being here for longer.
Okay.
And then Saloro will ride back to the Rusty Dragon Inn. Daggerfall, horse, where are you?
Clippity cloppity while flying.
That's the best kind of horse.
And all of a sudden the sound glitch where you have 50,000 horses all at once.
Ah!
Yeah, that's a good moment.
And then...
Oh, yeah.
Oh wow, you actually made that.
I remember
you actually
those.
got it really accurate.
Yeah.
Would hope so. I've spent quite some time playing the game.
Alright, the party retreats to the Rusty Dragon and sleeps.
Yes.
Okay, okay. Yeah, the night passes without incident as well, and the party wakes up rested and hale the next morning. Exactly.
And that's how I dealt with that goblin.
That was the story, yay!
At breakfast, Sheriff Hemlock appears again before you. Morning. He looks around in his usual grim manner. I think you should all come with me.
Oh.
Yes. Early this morning, I don't know if you know her, probably not. You have not been in town that long, but Shalelu returned this morning. She is a ranger of the local area.
Say that Saloro nods in recognition of the name.
She usually comes in once each season to report on the goings-on in the wilderness. But we didn't expect her back for quite some time, and early this morning she arrived. She was hurt, and she requested an immediate audience with me and the mayor. And I have sent someone to waken the mayor, and I rushed over here to fetch you guys. I think you have been instrumental so far in defending this town, and I think whatever she has to tell us, you should be there to hear it.
Then let us go with looking over the group with all due haste, then.
Yes. Let's not waste any time.
Very good. If you would follow me then. And the sheriff leaves again and goes to the town.
Saloro will follow after he zooms all the way out and look back at the map. I don't know why I decided to use this voice in describing this situation. Or why I left the microphone unmuted.
The sheriff takes you back to the garrison.
Hello.
Wow,
I mean, I hate elves. I don't know what I'm talking about.
But suddenly...
I hate elves. I hate elves.
Hello. Oh my.
Is she a tall one?
Yes, she is. She's quite tall and lithe.
Hello.
Roldar sort of tries to stroke his hair back, remembering he's completely bald.
No, so Luke's the elf. Luke's the Saloro.
They both have similar, very thin physiques.
No, just Saloro.
Yes. The sheriff leads you quickly into his office, where indeed the mayor has already arrived, and the aforementioned Vildranger, Shalelu and Dosana.
Can you describe her for us?
Well, I would be lazy because it's late and say she looks like in the picture, but she is a elven woman of. It's kind of hard to determine her age. She looks to be around 30 something, but with elves you can't really say. She has a tanned skin, basically suggesting that she is out and about a lot. She has blonde hair pulled back in a high knot, basically behind her head. She has a fine chiseled face, blue sparkling eyes, and she has a sort of a grim, determined expression about her.
Is she still injured?
No, she seems to have received healing, but some of her armor is still sort of tattered and hurt at places. It is quite obvious from her gear that she is an experienced outdoors woman. She is also quite obvious that she has been traveling quite fast or quite hard to get here in short notice. She has an elven bow slung over her shoulder and a long sword at her hip. Also a quiver of arrows. She is also decked out with knickknacks, fetishes, and possible sort of personal trophies around her. You see several goblin skulls, or at least goblin teeth, around a chain around her hip. She also has a book, sort of tucked next to her waist, and sort of a collection of feathers collected in her hair at places. She looks at the party with appraising eyes. You get the feeling that she is indeed sort of scanning you to see what kind of persons you actually are.